Hello and greeting commanders. Welcome to the continued tour of the galaxy. We are currently in the Velis. I might say Velid on the stream. It's the Velis sector of the galaxy. I have just found a water world, and we are on the way to the last fleet carrier in this sector. I'm just getting the map up full screen so we can have a look to see where we are. Right, okay, so we are somewhere around here. We're on the way to this fleet carrier here. Since the last, I think the last stream I did was somewhere over here. So I've there wasn't a fleet carrier here. It's currently decommissioned, and it looks like it was been decommissioned when I took the screenshot of the fleet carriers, which was a very long time ago, over a year ago. So possibly that fleet carrier has never been there. But there was a fleet carrier there. I visited that yesterday, and I have done about 60 jumps since then. Visited two planetary nebulas on this line here, and we're now about, I think we're about 60 jumps away from this fleet carrier, possibly less now. Anyway, let's go into the game. Yeah, so I'm in the system with a water world, and I think there's actually two water worlds here. Let's go to the galaxy map and have a look at that. So I've already plotted in a route to the next fleet carrier and started on that route. So I just got to wait for it to replot the route because I've only just logged back into the game. So I did also find a water world yesterday. That's the second water world I've been to in this sector. One of them was at the fleet carrier. Right, okay, so I've got 53 jumps to get to the next fleet carrier. Again, we can have a look here on the in-game galaxy map. And yeah, so we are working this way around. So there's a few fleet carriers here. There's one here, I think there's one there, and another one down here. And then we're on the home stretch back to Colonia. Right, okay, so that's set off.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so I shall do my normal exploring. There's nothing I've got to find, or no destinations between here and the next fleet carrier. So we'll just scan each system, check it to see if there are any ammonia worlds, Earth-like worlds or water worlds. If they are, we'll scan the system, and hopefully we'll then find some bodies with biology on there, and then we'll go and visit those. Right, so there is nothing. So we are looking for things in this region here between Earth-like worlds and water worlds. That's just that small region there. We've got some small high metal content worlds here, and a gas giant over there, but we're not interested in those. Because the main aim of this tour is to find plant life and get up the xenobiology skill, which is currently at geneticist, and that's the one below elite. And if the next fleet carrier has Vista Genomics will sell the data we have so far and see what difference that makes. Right, so it's 52 light years to the fleet carrier. That will be about an hour and a half unless we find something, so that will be within this stream. I mean, hopefully we'll find something between now and then, but you never can tell. There has been quite a lot of planets with water worlds in this section, and the last fleet carrier was orbiting an Earth-like world, and it also had a 3 gas giants with moons that had life on, and I think there were in total about 20 different biological signals in that system.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, let's see. See if anybody is following us on Twitter or Facebook yet. We just had one like on Facebook. So that's for the screenshots I posted for the announcement that we're going live. Somebody's joined me. Welcome to the tour of the galaxy. Currently exploring the Velis and looking to see what we see. Mainly aiming to find plant life. I've scanned the codex for the sector to see if there's anything in this sector that I haven't seen before. And there is bark mold in this sector, which is the only type of plant life, or the only major species that I haven't found yet. But it was about 10,000 light years out of my way, so I'm not going to bother going to see it there, particularly as the next sector we're going to, there will be bark mold right next to a fleet carrier I intended to visit. Yeah, so at the moment we're heading to a fleet carrier to see, and we'll just stop and see what we see on the way. I'm looking for water worlds, ammonia worlds, and Earth-like worlds. I did find an Earth-like world yesterday, so they are around in this sector. Some sectors seem to have far more of them than other sectors.
Fuel scoping.
Right, so 9 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping.
Or just 9 bodies. Probably isn't anything to look at, but we'll have a quick check as soon as we get out of fuel scooping range. There we go. So yeah, there's no. That signal there is a rocky world. We are looking for Earth-like worlds, which is the other side of that line. Okay, so off to the next system. If you play Elite and you want to ask some questions, just put them in chat and I'll do what I can to answer them. I've been playing since day one, so I've done most of the things that you can do in the game. I haven't got that involved with community stuff. I've done a little bit of xeno hunting, a lot of mining, trading. Mainly engineering, so I've got one of each ship, or at least one of each ship, and a majority of them are fully engineered. There's probably quite a lot of there's a lot of Odyssey stuff I haven't done yet, mainly because I've been out on this tour now for 11 months, and some of that content wasn't available when I was last in Civilization. So there's a new SRV available. I haven't driven the I can't remember what it's called now. It's a Scarab. Is it the Scarab? Is that the one I've got?
Fuel scoping.
The one I've got is the Scarab. So I can't remember what the new one's called.
Fuel scoping.
So I haven't driven that yet, and there's a few on-foot mission types which I haven't done yet. I have got all of the Odyssey engineers from the bubble, and
Frameshift drive charging.
we will be going to Colonia in a couple of sectors' time, and when we get there, I will be getting the Odyssey engineers from Colonia, which I haven't got yet.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoping.
Right, so the system scan is complete before we've even looked at it, which
Fuel
means there's
scoping
only stars in
complete.
the system. So we just head straight off to the next system as soon as we've cooled down enough.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, I think I'm going to put the news on until something happens, and we'll have a listen to the news. So let's do that.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
A renewed journey for the Golconda. The generation ship Golconda has departed from the
Frameshift drive charging.
Panaclis system with much of its former population on board. 3 years ago, the Golcondans abandoned their ship and resettled at the Forester's Choice outpost in Panaclis. Approximately
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
60% of these 70,000 people have now elected to resume their itinerant lifestyle aboard the vessel, which was recently upgraded with modern megaship technology by the Artificers clan. The Federation has made assurances that the Golconda is under its protection and is equipped with comms systems to
Fuel scoping.
summon aid if needed. The Forester's Choice outpost remains operational and will continue to export Apavie,
Fuel scoping complete.
a unique alcoholic spirit. Shortly before the Golconda made its first jump into hyperspace, Vox Galactica published
Frameshift drive charging.
a statement from Commander Javi Alvarado. The last few weeks have been a bittersweet experience for me, watching these people prepare to return to their old home. My plan was to keep making trade run
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
to the outpost, but when Captain Forrester asked me to join them on their voyage, I agreed without hesitation. It's hardwired into Golcondan culture to distrust outsiders, so I know what a rare honor this invitation is. The Golconda can now leap rather than crawl between the stars, and the whole
Fuel scoping.
galaxy is its horizon. For the first time in my piloting career, I have no idea what my destination is, but at least I'll be traveling
Fuel scoping complete.
in the company of born explorers. Alliance Sirius military pact to be decided. Pilot
Frameshift drive charging.
Federation and
Yeah, so that story about the Golconda that was mentioned.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Third, the Dijian system is hosting competing campaigns as the Alliance Assembly votes on the Strategic Defense Pact. The Assembly is evenly split over
Fuel scoping.
formalizing military ties with Sirius Corporation to enhance defensive options against the Thargoids, with a
Fuel scoping complete.
decision expected at the end of June. In advance of the vote,
Warning, temperature critical.
both pro-Pact and anti-Sirius councillors are attempting to sway colleagues to their cause by securing a
Frameshift drive charging.
sizable resource package for the Alliance Defense Force. Pro-Pact councillors have established their initiative in Dijian from the Sirius megaship Kumaho Sky and are asking for shipments of computer components.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Reinforced mounting plates and synthetic reagents. These councillors have heavily promoted the need for enhanced fleet support in the face of increasing Thargoid activity. Noted engineer Marco Quent recently confirmed his support for an allied anti-Xeno pact with Sirius. The
Fuel scoping.
anti-Sirius lobby has requested deliveries of the same commodities to Prus Terminal in the Dijian system.
Fuel scoping complete.
The system's controlling faction, Sol Salutis Aeternum, is overseeing contributions. Engineers Uma Laszlo and Beal Turner have both expressed a hope that the anti-Xeno pact
Frameshift drive charging.
with Sirius is denied. To encourage support from pilots, each campaign is offering extra incentives. The majority of contributors to the Kumaho Sky campaign will receive a pre-engineered
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
high-capacity Axe fixed missile launcher, among other rewards, courtesy of Sirius Corporation. Sol Salutis Aeternum is instead offering a stock alliance chieftain to a limited number of Prus Terminal campaign contributors. Other rewards are available for contributors outside this
Fuel scoping.
number.
Fuel scoping complete.
Xenological Project receives Thargoid artifacts. Pilots Federation alert. A range of alien objects have been delivered to the ARC system for Professor
Frameshift drive charging.
Ishmael Palin's study of the Thargoids. The conclusion of the project was announced by Professor Palin. I am highly impressed with the number of Thargoid probes, resonance sensors that were delivered to able them.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Laboratory. Collecting and transporting these items can be a hazardous task, so I deeply appreciate the effort made by pilots to obtain them. It is becoming increasingly urgent to improve our understanding of the Thargoids' biomechanical technology. There is no sign that hostilities are about to end,
Fuel scoping.
so the need to produce defenses has become paramount. Only through ensuring our research focuses on
Fuel scoping complete.
up-to-date samples can we be sure that we are working as efficiently as possible. Contributors can now collect their rewards from Baird Gateway in
Frameshift drive charging.
the ARC system. This includes Grade 5 engineered heavy-duty hull reinforcement packages for eligible contributors. Salvation and the Superpowers.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
The Alliance, Empire and Federation have responded coolly to accusations that Salvation
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so, I've been touring the galaxy now for about 11 months.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Around New Year, and since then I went from Beagle Point to the tip of this Moron, not really stopping at anything on the way, apart from this fleet carrier here, which isn't any of the other routes. Then we went over to the westernmost tip of the galaxy, which is the location or the destination for one of the distant worlds exhibition, not exhibitions, expeditions, that's it, just also expeditions. I've been following it now, and I've actually been making quite fast progress since around here. We are currently between this fleet carrier and this one here, probably somewhere around here at the moment, and hopefully we'll get to that next fleet carrier before this stream ends.
Frameshift drive charging.
After that, I'm going to go to these fleet carriers in the next sector, and then on towards Colonia. When we get to Colonia, I will stop there for a while and
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right, so let's go back to the game now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so what we're looking for is
Fuel scoping.
Those types of planets in the system
Fuel scoping complete.
slightly higher chance of having planets with life on them. This system's got 31 bodies, as we just saw on the screen there. But yeah, no Earth-like ammonia or water worlds. So they will be in this range here. It doesn't mean there isn't life in the system, it just means it's a slightly lower chance. So I'm not going to actually stop to scan the system.
Frameshift drive charging.
This will be straight off to the next system. And let's put the news back on.
Has hidden links to Azimuth Biochemicals and INRA. Vox Galactica published a report from political correspondent
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Conrad Sterling. Salvation has always been a contentious figure, and the logs found in the DG Canum Venaticorum system have polarized public opinion further. Some are enraged that Salvation may have history with INRA or be responsible for the loss of the Alexandria. Others
Fuel scoping.
believe Aegis's claims to be false, a desperate attempt to save themselves. But how have the superpowers
Fuel scoping complete.
reacted? The Empire is taking a pragmatic view, with Senator Denton Patrias focusing on the strategic objective of defeating the Thargoids.
Frameshift drive charging.
As he bluntly told the Senate, nothing in the Imperial Armory comes close to matching the anti-Xeno superweapon's devastating capabilities. In the Federation, Fleet Admiral Tayo may
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Corey has revived his investigation into Salvation and is hoping to authenticate the INRA logs. But other Federal leaders have adopted a wait-and-see approach, refusing to be drawn on the controversy. A broader range of reactions can be heard from the Alliance, albeit with little change in policy.
System scan complete. Fuel
Admiral
scoping.
Rachel Ziegler acknowledged that the accusations must be taken seriously, but added,
Fuel scoping complete.
with the Sirius Corporation Defense Pact still
Warning. Temperature critical.
under debate, and the Alliance lacking a proper naval force, we must continue to utilize all military options available to us. Alliance divided over anti-Xeno Pact. The proposed strategic defense partnership with Sirius Corporation is being hotly debated within the Alliance Assembly.
I think that's just
Vanya Driscoll,
Frameshift drive charging.
political journalist with the Alliance Tribune, reported on the situation. Sirius Corporation's offer to provide support against the Thargoids has caused considerable disruption this year. There was a conflict
3, 2, 1. Engage.
and push for independence in the Riot system, with a Sirius Navy representative joining the Council of Admirals. A 3-month trial period ended with some achievements, including an increased military presence in the Colsac and Witchhead colonies and logistical support of the
Mess around with
Fuel scoping.
animations on my avatar, which I haven't spotted. So the avatar is generated with
Fuel scoping complete.
which is a free app you can get from Steam. Right, so we are touring the galaxy.
Frameshift drive charging.
Currently in the Velis sector and heading towards a fleet carrier. Surprised I haven't found anything yet.
Three,
The last
two,
squish I did
1.
yesterday.
Engage.
Life. Every 2 or 3 jumps. But yeah, it seems to have died off a little bit now. But it does mean we're making a little bit faster around the galaxy. So let's
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so yeah, these are all asteroid cluster, and these are metal-rich bodies. We're more interested in the Earth-like ammonia and water worlds, because having those means there's a much higher chance of there being life
Frameshift drive charging.
in the system. Yeah, so we're following the spiral arms round, going to all the fleet carriers along the way.
4, 3, 2,
Right,
1. Engage.
that's what we're aiming to aim at the moment. So as soon as we get there, we'll be pretty close to the next sector as well. Yeah, so the next sector in the route is
Fuel scoping. Fuel scope disengaged.
I think it says Rojan belt, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But we may end up in the Sagittarius sector for a short while. We're right in the very corner of this sector. Where the fleet carrier is. I didn't actually see what we've got here. Nothing of interest.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so the next fleet carrier is here, and then we're going to one here. If we go direct line from 2, we will end up in the Sagittarius.
3, 2,
There is
1.
a lot
Engage.
life in that sector, so if we look at some of the screenshots from there, there's a lot of interstellar phenomenon. Sorry, not interstellar phenomenon, notable stellar phenomenon. Various other forms of life.
Fuel scoping.
Pretty much every single system or water world has notable stellar phenomenon as well.
Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, so yeah, there was a lot of notable stellar phenomena. So we may see some spiky voids by the end of the stream. Right, nothing in this system. Yeah, so you can get to this map by going to the About section in Twitter. So it shows you everywhere I've been in the tour so far and all the screenshots I've taken. So we're currently around here. Actually, that's not all the screenshots I've taken. I've not edited any for a while. So I've got a lot of them. I haven't edited any. But the last one's been edited here. So that would be the fleet carrier. that was more notable stellar phenomenon, fleet carrier. So yeah, that section was very empty. Again, most of this section was quite empty, so there won't be that many screenshots to go in there. But quite a lot for this section that I've still got to put in.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's go back to the game now.
Four, three, two, one.
I
Engage.
think I had 52 jumps to get where we were going at the beginning of the stream, and that was half an hour ago now. I haven't found anything yet. Let's see how many jumps we can
Fuel scooping.
Right, so it's 28 jumps, so almost halfway there.
Fuel scooping complete.
Anything in this system? Nope, so straight on to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
And let's put the news back on.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Trying to put the news back on.
Recent alliance
Fuel scooping complete.
defense force deployment to DDO. But it seems not enough was done to sway the majority of opponents. Prime Minister Egmont Mann is gambling that he has earned enough political capital to have the Strategic Defense Pact ratified. Many government figures welcome the prospect of increased military strength. Mahon's suggestion that this might result.
Right, let's scan the system. Right, so nothing in that one. Right, so that is the one. We'll go back and scan that. If that is terraforming, that'll be about 3 million. Or 3.5 million. If it's not, that'll be worth about 2.
System scan
So
complete.
just the water world in this system, nothing else. No planets to go and land on. It's only 300 light seconds away, so we'll get there very quickly. Okay, back to the news.
In an expanded alliance was especially compelling. Councillor Nakato Kane is taking the opposite view, successfully tapping into widespread concerns over Sirius Corporation's motives. She argues that the Megacorp has not proven capable of defending Allied systems against Thargoid attack, despite the terms of the trial period preventing Sirius from deploying its fleet to active Allied engagements. Council members are flocking to support either Mahon or Kane, although dozens remain undecided. It's clear that both sides will soon strive to sway public opinion in order to influence the Assembly's deciding vote at the end of this month.
Just got to slow down a little bit so we can scan the water world. Yeah, very brown. for a water world, but we do have a polarized cap.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, okay, that's that done. On to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
A renewed journey for the Golconda.
Fuel scoping.
The generation
System scan complete.
ship Golconda has departed from
Fuel scoping complete.
the Upaniclis system with much of its former population on board.
Frameshift drive charging.
3 years ago, the Golcondans abandoned their ship and resettled at the Forester's Choice outpost in Upaniclis. Approximately 60% of these 70,000 people have now elected to resume their
3, 2, 1. Engage.
itinerant lifestyle aboard the vessel, which was recently upgraded with modern megaship technology by the Artificers clan. The Federation has made assurances that the Golconda is under its protection and is equipped with comm systems to summon aid if needed. The Forester's Choice outpost remains
Fuel scoping.
operational
System scan complete.
and will continue to export Amper Vieti,
Fuel scoping complete.
a unique alcoholic spirit. Shortly before the Golconda made its first jump into hyperspace, Vox Galactica
Frameshift drive charging.
published a statement from Commander Javi Alvarado. The last few weeks have been a bittersweet experience for me, watching these people prepare to return to their old home. My plan was to keep making trade
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
runs to the outpost, but when Captain Forrester asked me to join them on their voyage, I agreed without hesitation. It's hardwired into Golcondan culture to distrust outsiders, so I know what a rare honor this invitation is. The Golconda can now leap rather than crawl between the stars, and
Fuel scoping.
the whole galaxy is its horizon. For the first time in my piloting career,
Fuel scoping complete.
So, nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Halfway now. Actually, over halfway.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Nothing in that system either.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, 23 bodies in the system. And so we have another water world, so we'll scan the system. There we go, the water world straight away. Let's see what else we have. So, 3 stars. So they've all got planets around them. What we're looking for in the features section for each planet is biology. Geology there. Interested in geology, so for that one. What we're after is bio. Okay. Right, so that was an asteroid belt, so now we need to scan one. An asteroid belt has several signals, so we only need to scan one of them to scan the whole belt. Geology again. Another asteroid belt. One more cluster. More geology. There. Right, so looks like enough. We'll scan those 2 other stars. Back to the main star. There. Nothing. So a few more we haven't found. Alright, so 2 to 3, right, so all 3 are behind the star. Let's go to the water world and we'll scan the rest of the system from there. Alright, so right, the water world's way out here, and looks like we've got the 3 basic planets that are in that range there, so hopefully we'll be able to see those from the water world. That's only 400 light seconds away, so a couple of minutes.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping.
Right, okay, what do we have
Fuel
here?
scope disengaged.
And nothing we're interested in, so let's go straight after the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Try and refuel fully at the next one. Didn't quite manage it at this one. 18 jumps to do now, so that's
Two, one,
about 20 minutes.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
What do we have here? Gas giant, possibly water giant. Right, off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Right, so that was 8 bodies, I think. Let's see what they were. Alright, so nothing with an ammonia world, water world, or a Earth-like.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, so 10 bodies in this system. Doesn't know. What's that? That's just a rocky world. So yeah, nothing that we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Right, so system scans completed, which means we don't need to go and look at the planet map because there aren't any. So just straight off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, so nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping.
11 bodies.
Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift
Go and
drive
see.
charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so that's the system scan was complete, so nothing there for us to go and look at.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just 11 jumps to do now, so that should be no more than a quarter of an hour. So this stream's coming up to an hour long.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And so far, all we've found is 2 water worlds. Don't know what's at the fleet carrier when we get there. Fleet carriers are normally in systems with other interesting stuff. Let's see what we'll get when we get there.
Fuel scoping.
15 bodies here.
Fuel scoping complete.
And a water world. Right. So just make sure the fuel scooping's finished so we don't overheat while we're scanning the system. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 bodies behind the star. Nothing there. Ooh, a big one. Right, so that brings into question whether or not we will get to the fleet carrier by the end of the stream. It's probably going to take us an hour on that planet to get through all 7 forms of biology. So that is on A1A. 7 forms of biology there. Right, okay. A1 didn't have anything, so that's right. So there's a single moon. So if you get a gas giant with multiple moons and life on, then you often find that there's life on all of them. Right. So looks like the rest are behind the sun. So let's head off to that one we found. So this is the system map so far. And we're heading there. There are still a number of other planets that we haven't mapped yet. So we'll do that before we go and land on the planet. We still haven't found the water world either. Right, so this is the planet with all the life on. I would normally go and scan the water world first, but we haven't actually discovered where that is yet, so we'll do the one with the life on. Alright, so let's scan the planet now. See what kind of life we've got here. So yeah, we're getting 60-70 frames a second at the moment.
Surface scan by 50%.
See what that's like when we actually land on the planet.
Surface scan complete.
Right, so we have Anonoida, so they are like aloe vera, bacteria, Sulpus are they're the ones that are like little silver balls, Fungoida, Osseous, Stratum, Tussock. Right, so which one's the smallest, hardest to find on the planet? So it looks like Fungoida. So yeah, they probably are only grown in mountain regions. The last planet I was on with Fungoida, I gave up on because I couldn't actually find any. Right, before we land, we'll scan the rest of the system, see what else we've got to deal with. Right, so there's that's a star. Scan a star. Right, so here is the water world. That's around the other star. One form of biology on there, so that is on B3. With one form of biology, it's more than likely bacteria, in which case I won't go and scan it. There's one there as well, B1. Yeah, I'm just keeping a note of which planets I've got biology on, so that I don't have to just go and scan the whole system again, find them. Alright, so 2 more to go. And oh, still 2 more to go. Right. So nothing there, and
System scan.
nothing there. Right. So yeah. So most of the biology is on this planet. I'll go and fly around to the sunnier side, and we are then looking for a solid turquoise zone to land in. And oh, we've got a huge one just there.
Orbital flight engaged.
It's probably, oh, it's not mountainous. Are we going too fast? No, we weren't. Right, so it is quite mountainous, but it's more of a crater or a hole. Right, it's also dark. It's extremely dark there. Right, I want a bit of light, so I'm going to go up and find a different one. It's hard enough to
Frameshift
find.
drive charging.
It's hard enough to find when it's light. Don't want to be searching for it in the dark.
1. Engage.
So we need to go above the DRP line. Then we can turn around and come back down. If we turn around before the DRP line, we'll drop out of Super Cruise before we can turn around, and then we won't go to glide to get back down to the planet's surface. Right. So right, there's another one over there. Is that? It's still valleys, but it looks like it's in daylight. So Right, there's a plateau there. That plateau looks like it's high. Yeah, we'll go and land on that plateau. That looks relatively flat. Right, so Fungoida, as it's in a mountainous region, it's probably going to be Fungoida setis, and they grow in large, or normally found in large clusters, and can normally be seen from quite a long way off because they are quite big plants.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, it looks like it's probably going to be flat enough to drive around in an SRV. We may have to be a little bit careful because it looks like there's some big holes over there. Right, so far I haven't seen anything that looks like what we're after. Right, so the SRV's fuel is at 93%, which means we've probably only used it once since I was in the last fleet carrier.
No gravity warning.
Right, so turn night vision on. Even though we do have some light, it will normally make them stand out. There are a couple of different types of Fungoida that grow in different locations. I'm suspecting, as this is a mountainous region one, it's going to be the Setis, which I could be wrong. That could be the other type. Is that Fungoida or is that something else? That does look like Fungoida. Yes, it does, but it's not Setis. It's the other type. Right. Okay. Let's go
Drive
and
assist
scan that.
off.
What's the other main type? There are 3 or 4 types. So actually, I said there are 3 or 4 types. There are only actually 2. So there's Galata, which is this, and this looks like probably red or mulberry, and Setis, which is big mushroomy things. So that's Galata red. So this is only the 3rd time I've found red. They are worth 206,000. And does that look like it's 300 meters away? Possibly not. So we do have to go 300 meters between samples of Fungoida. Right, these are the easier ones to find. They invariably appear in very large patches like that. And there's another very large patch of them over there, which should be 300 meters. Actually, this is a relatively small patch.
Drive assist off.
We may see other types of biology at this location. Alright, so my frame rate has dropped. I saw it drop down to 10 there. So that's 33. Tell you what, while we are on this planet, because we're going to be on this planet for a while, I'm going to turn off my avatar. So I'll just go to the game and Turn my avatar off. See what that does to the frame rate. Can't remember if I scanned that or not. Ah, it says that has improved the frame rate quite a bit, up to 30, up to 50. Right, so yeah, the avatar looks like it's taking a bigger chunk out of the graphics card than I thought it was. Well, having said that, we just dropped back down to 29 again. But, yeah, that just mean when we get to Colonia and we get to do some more combat stuff, I should be able to stream that. So there's another big patch. So when I scan a world like this one with lots of different forms of life on it, I go to the location
Drive assist off.
or one of the locations that, or I pick the life form that has the smallest area on the planet because there's going to be a reasonably high chance we will find some of the others there. But if I go to one of the higher areaed plant lives, the chances of finding the rarer stuff is not there. So I do always go to the that should have been a sample complete. Let's
Drive assist off.
confirm that. Yeah, so that was right. So we've got all the fungoid. We need to scan three of them to get a complete sample, and they have to be for fungoida 300 meters apart. Different types of plants have to be different distances apart, ranging between 100. I think there's one that might go up to 1,000. Is there 1,000? No, it's between 100 and 800 meters apart. Oh no, there is one. Right, yeah, they're very rare. I've only found 2 of them, and only through searching for them from the codex, and that is the Electrica plume, yeah, they have to be 1,000 meters apart. Right, okay. So what we'll do now is we'll board the ship, fly up into low orbit, change the mapping to a different species of plant,
Drive assist off.
and come back down in a different location. Hopefully we'll be able to find more than one at that
Landing
location.
gear retracted. Power plant capacity exceeded.
You do get some species of plant that grow in mutually exclusive locations, so some like mountains and some like the lowlands.
Frameshift drive
That
charging.
species of fungoid tends to like lowlands, whereas the other tends to like mountains.
2,
And some grow on plains. Osseous will only grow on rocky areas in plains. I've never seen it grown in a mountainous region or a low region, but it never grows on flat land either, so you have to have a plain with rocky areas. Right, so we are high enough now. In wrong mode. So let's go down and see which is the next rarest thing. So that's Fungoida, Osseous, Stratum, Tussock, all, Alanoida, Bacteria, Sulpus. Right, so let's go for Osseous Stratum in Tussock. And there's a pretty good chance we'll be able to find the remaining 6 types of biology all in the same location. So slow down, we can actually check that. So, right, so that there has got osseous, stratum, tussock, all alanoid is there as well, and bacterium, and sulpus, but not fungoida, which is what we just got. So, right, so we will land somewhere in the middle of that region. Right, so the dark blue colour is the lowest intensities of them. Then the cyan is sort of in between, and the solid turquoise colour that we're heading towards at the moment, that is maximum concentration, although I have found sometimes that there aren't actually any in the areas of maximum concentration, so it probably just means it's the maximum compatibility. It doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to find anything. Right, so osseous was one of the things we were going to see. So to actually find osseous, we need some rocky regions, so we don't want to be going straight to the middle of a flat region, because you just won't find any, even though it is high intensity. I can't see, there we have sort of rocky, these little barnacle looking type patterns, and that's the kind of thing that osseous likes to grow on, and there appears to be a few over here. And some things like to grow in holes as well, so this looks like a good region to find everything. So we'll go and land just over here. Yeah, osseous is quite big, so you can see that from the ship normally. So I can see some stratum there on the ground, and I think that's probably sulpus over there down that hole. Try and line up with the ground.
Low gravity warning.
Right, let's see what we can find. Right, so we have some tussock here.
Drive assist off.
So tussock is basically grass, and this type of grass seems to have little purple flowers on it. It's actually Propagato green. Right, so that's the 10th time I found that. Right, so I've now found nearly 700 plants. Alright, so there we have most of what the other things we're looking for. So we've got the stratum of the pillowy brainy things. The blue ones are the alanoids, and the silver balls are the sulpus. So on and up there we have, that's osseous there on the top of the hill. That looks like a different species to what we normally find. That's one of the rarer ones. But we have to complete the tussock first, so we'll just drive around and see what we can find. Try not to fall down a hole. We'll go back up to the top, because grass likes the flat bits rather than the holes, so that's what we're looking for at the moment. If you turn night vision on, it does highlight everything. So there we have some more.
Drive assist
tussock.
off.
So that's 2 out of 3. It's good that they're all in the same location. It means we're not going to have to take off and land again. I haven't seen any bacteria yet, but if I don't see it, then I will ignore bacteria. So there's plenty of alanoids, plenty of Selpus. Tussock, which is the first thing we found, seems to be the... That's on there. No, that's more. That's Selpus. There we go.
Drive assist off.
Right, so we'll go and do the alanoids next. So we've got like red pineapple ones. I think I'm going to take a screenshot here. So that's Gravis turquoise. So Alanoida gravis turquoise. That is a new species, never found that before. I found Gravis teal, yellow, sorry, emerald, lime and teal, not turquoise. Right, so they're worth almost 600,000 for one of these. A screenshot. So what can we get into the screenshot? We've got the SRV. Ships out of range. So I've got the SRV, stratum. So the yellow stuff is stratum. Gravis. Right, so how are we going to get a good screenshot here? I've also got some Selpus there in the background as well. Right, okay, I think that will do nicely. So we'll turn the frame rate off there as well. We don't want that in a screenshot. Can we get the sun in and the SRV? Yes, we can. And if we go down a little bit, we can get the whole of that one in. Level it up. Right, okay. So I'll do a print screen there and save that. So I'll save it with the name of the planet. Right, okay. So I've got to drive around now, find a couple more of those. Right, so how far do we need? 150 meters. So these should be 150 meters away from this last lot. So let's get these ones.
Drive assist off.
one over there. That looks like it's over 150 meters away.
Drive assist off.
Right, I can also see Osseous on the hill there. I think we'll actually leave the Osseous till last, because that's probably going to be the one that takes us the most distance. Oh, that wasn't Osseous. That was the edge of the ship that I saw. Right. Right. Is there any stratum nearby? Yes, some over there and over there. So straight on for those. Actually, we've got Sulpus. Sulpus before then. Let's get that.
Drive assist off.
Alright, I don't think I've seen one this colour before. So what is this? This is Sulpus Lacriman Grey. So I've got Sulpus Lacriman Orange and Turquoise, but not grey. So that's a new one. And that's worth 420,000. So the numbers I'm quoting are the numbers before you get the 100% bonus of being the first person to discover them. So if you discover the planets on a planet that's not been visited before, you get an extra.
Drive assist
Your
off.
money gets doubled basically. Right, there's another one. So that's 2 new colours we found on this planet of species.
Drive assist off.
Right, so we have some stratum here as well, so we can go straight onto that. These do look a lot like sort of seashells. They do have, some of them have a mother of pearl finish to them. These ones, they just look like shells. Right, so not sure what colour this is. It looks very yellow. Peeler lime. So Stratus Peeler lime is very common. Stratum Peeler lime. That's the 18th one of those I've found. And they're only worth 100,000. 500 meters between these samples. Hope that's 500 meters. Right, I've just seen some
Drive
osseous in the
assist
distance
off.
there, so we'll head towards that. You have to go 800 meters between samples of osseous. Right, where was it? Well, there's some bacteria there as well. So that's bacteria there, that round patch on the ground. So as we can find that, we'll get that as well. Right, so that wasn't osseous. Right, yeah. So for osseous and bacteria, for bacteria you need to get high up to see it because you can't see it very well from the SRV unless you get really close. So this should be the last sample of stratum. And that's complete, yeah, right, so we'll just go up and see if we can see any osseous anywhere. No, I can't, but I can see some bacteria over there, so we'll go and get that. Do bacteria first. We may have to get into the ship, fly around to get the osseous samples. Right, so what kind of bacteria do we have? Arus green. So bacterium, Arus green. I found 12 of those before. So we need to get altitude now to find bacteria, and there's some over there. So we'll can't really steer an SRV once you get it into the air. You just guide it a little bit in roughly the direction.
Drive assist off.
Right, so that's sample 2. Let's go up again, see if we can see any more. Yeah, on this planet the bacterium is quite a large amount of difference between its colour and the colour of the surface. On some planets they are very hard to spot because they're almost identical. Can we jump over this hole in one go? Looks like we can, but only just. Wow, there's some is that osseous there? All right, and there's some. I think that's a patch of bacteria over there near. More osseous, I think. So I'm not sure if that's osseous or just more alanoids.
Drive assist off.
Right, so that was osseous over there behind us. So what I saw in front must have been more alanoids, because they're not totally different to the type of osseous on this planet, but similar to small alanoid spirals. Now, where was it? There it is. These are quite rare. I've not found many of this type before. I couldn't even tell you what name it is. Or if I've actually, yeah, I have found them before. But, right, so what type is it? Palbentus, Osseous palbentus. Indigo. Right, so I found Palbentus grey, I found 2 of those, and I found turquoise 1. This is the first indigo. Indigo, right. And the other ones were worth 477,000. So I presume these ones will be about the same. Right, so they are quite big, and I should be able to see those if I turn night vision on. Should be able to see them from a long way away. Alright, there are some there. That is far too close. There will be the. Do need to go 800 meters between samples. So that's that a big patch on there. Right, so the mothership's just taken off. That's okay now. We don't need that for points of reference. So we've got everything we need apart from these osseous, and they are probably going to be quite large gaps between them. Right, so what we need to look for, some over there, is Larocchia bits. The sandy bits like we're in now, very unlikely to find osseous in those. They do need the rocks. Just like these ones here.
Drive assist off.
Ooh, that's a very good screenshot there. All right, let's go and stand between them. Let's look at the sun. And right, can't actually move. Why can't I move? There we go, stand there, get a nice silhouette. Right, okay. Oh, just meant my avatar's looking down at the ground. It's going to look at the sky a bit more. That's a bit better. Print screen, right, okay. And we'll save that. Welcome, Paul. And somebody else has joined me as well. What's that? Basque Alma. So 07. Yeah, you have found me on a planet. There are seven types of life on this planet, and I have just I'm just about to finish scanning the life. After I've saved this screenshot. And then we'll be off to the fleet carrier. I have got a few other things to do in this system before I do that, though. There is a water world to go and scan as well. Just reading, catching up on the chat there. Yeah. So yeah, 07 to both of you. Right. So this is a type of plant I haven't found very many times before. I've seen people doing screenshots of them actually stood on the steps. But anyway, let's just scan it and then we'll go and find another one. Yeah, this has been a very good planet. I found 3 plants in a colour that I've not found before. So they're all new. And everything apart from the first lot, which is the fungoid, has been relatively close to each other and all at the same location. So I've only had to take off once. Paul, I saw something, a stream, or not a stream, a YouTube video by Obsidian Ant about a new Bethesda game called Starfield. It looks like it's somewhere between Elite and Elder Scrolls. So a little bit more role play than Elite, and the flight combat is possibly a little bit simpler than Elite. So yeah, that looks like it possibly a good game for the future. Apparently it has 1,000 worlds, and there are plants and like dinosaurs that it look like you can go and hunt. And you can also build bases and build your ships up in very similar to Subnautica. Right, so yeah, I'm got to find one more of these Osseous. They grow on the rocky regions. And looks like I've run out of rocky regions in that direction. So let's choose a new direction. Right, so where's the best place to go? Yeah, so we can see there's a lot of different life on this planet. We've got Selpus, which are the balls. Got Tussock, which is that grass there. And we have Alanoids. Which look like aloe vera. And the Osseous, which are the big mushrooms that we just stood on. Now they grow on rocky bits, which is what I need to find. Oh, there's also stratum, which are the brain pillow type things you may have seen on the ground. Right, is that one there? I believe we found one. Try not to fly straight past it. Yeah, that's one there. Much smaller than the others I found, but that doesn't matter.
Assist off.
Yeah, so again, I'm not sure if it is that Starfield is going to be classed as an RPG. But there were sort of you had to build up your character's skills, which is something you don't have to do in Elite. So yeah, in Elite it goes entirely by the player's skills rather than the character's skills. So yeah, it's a little bit more like an RPG because of that. But they showed you building bases that look very much like Subnautica.
Ship recalled.
And it looked like the ships also worked in a very similar way. So you had like a base ship, and then you could put choose which engines one to put on it, and there were different rooms you could put on the ship, which had different functions, which looked very good as well. I think they said it was due to release sometime next year. I just got to wait for my ship to come back. There it is. It's just arrived now. So I'll bet it finds a rocky area to land on, despite the fact there's plenty of flat places around here. I wish there was some kind of thing on this so you could see where you had to go, because the only way to do it is look directly up and try and drive your ship, your SRV, underneath the hole, which is ridiculous, because you then got to look down to actually go and press the board button. But yeah, that is that planet done now.
Drive assist off.
I'm pretty sure it's done anyway. I'll just go back into orbit and check before we head off to the water world to scan that.
Landing gear retracted.
Right, let's go into orbit. As soon as we get frame
shift drive.
frame shift off.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, so as soon as we get above the DRP line, I'll just go back into the scanner to make sure I've not missed any of the plants on this planet. That only took about half an hour to do that planet with 7, and I was expecting that to take about an hour. Right, so we've got alanoids, we did those, bacteria we did, Celpis we did, fungoid we did, osseous we did, stratum we did, and tussock we did. Yeah, so we got everything on that planet. Right, so to the system map now, find out where the water world is. I think there may have also been... yeah, so this planet and this planet both have a single form of life on there. Which one's the water world? Is that the water world? Yes, so we're going there for the water world anyway. So 21,000 light seconds to get there. That is going to be a couple of minutes. Right, so let's do a quick recap of the tour of the galaxy so far while we're flying over there. And actually, as we're off the planet's surface, I'll turn my avatar back on. Yeah, I turned that off earlier because it was... it basically halves the frame rate I get when I'm on a planet having the avatar turned on. It doesn't affect me quite so much when I'm in space. Alright, and while that's turning back on, let's go to the map. Right, okay, so this is the map of the galaxy. And so we started at Sol, we spiraled at, oh no we didn't, we started at Sol, we went to the edge, the tip of the local spiral arm, spiraled in. Avatar's working again now. Yeah, we spiraled in to the centre of the galaxy, followed that out, and spiraled it all the way out to Beagle Point, and then the tip of this spiral arm. From there we went, hot-footed it from that tip to this tip over here. We then went to the westernmost point of the galaxy, which is here. After being at the northernmost point, which is that isn't the most northern point, that is Beagle Point. But the most northern point is not far from there. I've been following that around, and we are now about here. And just a couple of jumps away from this fleet carrier, which we will hopefully get to before the end of the stream. And we'll then be going on to this fleet carrier here and then here before going into Colonia. Once we get to Colonia, I'll stop there for a couple of weeks probably to get the Colonia engineers for Odyssey, which I haven't got yet, and possibly even do some combat and get to elite in the mercenary rank before I finish off the tour by going to the centre of the galaxy and following it around all the way to the easternmost point and the tip of this spiral arm. Right, so that's what we will be doing. Right, back to the game now. Right, my avatar looks excessively still on stream. It's moving, right, okay, it's moving. Enable, right, that should do it. Yeah, there we go. Right, back to the game. Yeah, so we are doing quite well now. I managed to find another fleet carrier where I can sell my data, and I've got my xenobiology rank. It's gone up a little bit, although I didn't stop, and weren't actually that many planets I stopped on between selling my last lot of xeno data, so it's gone up a little bit, and the geneticist in the geneticist rank of xenobiology. And again, elite exploration elite is already 5-star, so I can't really go up any more on that. Right, so we are more than halfway there now, and we're still speeding up. We're beginning to slow down now, so yeah, we shouldn't be that long to do the remaining 6,000 light seconds. So, Bascald, are you an elite dangerous player, and are you still with me? Right, getting pretty close now. Just 2,000 light seconds now, so pretty soon I'm going to have to start slowing down. Right, so the ship is slowing down anyway, even though I'm at full throttle. That's because we are getting close to a mass. So the speed you can go when you're in Super Cruise seems to be more to do with how far you are from any mass. So yeah, so despite the fact I'm at full throttle, I am actually slowing down. If I was to stop and start again, I would accelerate very quickly back to the speed I'm doing at the moment. If you do that close to a star or a planet, then you have to get away from the planet before your speed starts to build up. So yeah, we are getting very close now. 10 seconds to get there. When it gets down to 6, I'll stop, or 7. Right, so yeah, if you slow down to 75% throttle, or in the middle of the blue range, when you get to 6 seconds, you won't overshoot it, but it will take you more than 6 seconds to get there. But that's that's the optimum, right? So I'm probably going to overshoot now. It's dropped below 5. No, I caught it in time. It's back up to 6. Right, let's see what's in this planet. So as soon as the planet's as big as a circle around it, we can should be able to scan it. At least we will be able to when we slow down enough. Right, so if this is just bacterium on this planet, I'll ignore it and I'll go to the next planet.
Surface scan by 50%.
Right, so that is just bacterium, so we'll ignore that. We'll go and scan the water world next, and then the other planet with life on, which is probably also going to be bacteria. Those two planets are right next to each other anyway, so that's going to save a little bit of time. Yeah, we're just 10 jumps away from the next fleet carrier. So 10 jumps is about 15 minutes, so how long have I got left? Yeah, I've got more than 15 minutes left, so we should get to the fleet carrier before the end of this stream. Unless, of course, I find another system like this, which is absolutely full of life. Yeah, so we're just getting out of the gravity well from that last planet. We're getting into max speed now. In fact, we've made up too much speed. We're going to overshoot. Yeah, you can get that sometimes when you're travelling between planets. If you make it out of the gravity well of one planet, just at the same time you need to start slowing down for the other one, it's very easy to overshoot. Right, so this is the water world. We won't find anything on this planet to go and visit. We can't land on this planet anyway. We just want to scan this for the money. It's going to be worth either 1.9 million if it can't be terraformed, or about 3.2 million if it can. So we can see there this system has been visited before and mapped by somebody else.
Surface scan by 50%.
Urena Moria.
Surface scan.
I don't know how you pronounce that. Urania Moria. Minor. Right, okay. So that's that mapped. Off to the next planet with life on, which is actually that one there. Oh. And I think these two were a binary planet, so both orbiting each other very closely. So yeah, it's not going to take us long at all to get to this next one. See if there's any. We know there's life on it. See what kind of life this is.
Surface scan by 50%.
And it is bacteria. Right. So let's set sail for the fleet carrier.
Frame shift drive charging. scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, anything in this system? Only 4 bodies, so it's not very likely. That's just a rocky world there. What we're after is a water world. So, actually that's got a strange signal. Let's just check out, see what it is. It's most likely going to be a rocky world. There's only 4 planets in this system. It's not going to take too long. Yeah, it was a rocky world. Right, okay, off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, 8 jumps to go. Oh, did I check to see what's in the system? Yes, I did. Nothing there.
Frameshift drive
jumps to go.
charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so there's nothing in this system because it's told us the system
Frameshift
scan's
drive
complete. So
charging.
straight off to the next one.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
A lot in this system, but nothing we're after.
Frameshift drive charging.
33 bodies in that system.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
All right, so just turn frame rate back on. It's gotten really low again. Oh, didn't actually check to see. Yeah, there's nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Only 5 jumps now.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
All right, so yeah, just the 1 star here.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
All right, so I just put the stats for the tour on screen so far. It's a little bit out of date. I've got an extra notable stellar phenomenon to add to that list, and a couple of more Earth-like worlds discovered since then. And the number of planet scans gone up quite a lot since then as well.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just 3 more jumps now.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Let's scan the system. Yeah, no, nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so at the moment I'm only stopping and scanning planets in systems with Earth-like worlds, water worlds and ammonia worlds. If it gets towards the end of the tour of the galaxy and it looks like I'm not going to make elite on xenobiology, I will start scanning more systems. By my estimates, I'm going to have to scan about 1,000 plants to become elite. And I'm currently standing at around 720. Now, bearing in mind, most of the plants from the first spiral on the galaxy that I scanned, I lost when I died.
Fuel scoping complete.
That does mean that I would have got there quite easily with the whole galaxy, or the whole tour if that hadn't have happened.
Frameshift drive charging.
But it's not going to be hard to just start scanning a few more planets towards the end of the tour to make sure that I get up to the up to elite.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, so I reckon I might yeah, I probably lost about 200 scans of plants. I wasn't keeping a track on which plants I'd lost or was scanning up to that point. I only started doing that after
Fuel
I died.
scoping complete.
Right, so we are in the system with, should have a fleet carrier. So let's see what we've got. So there is a fleet carrier here. Might as well scan the system. There's probably a good reason why the fleet carrier is in this system. Just get out of the way of the sun. So there's no Earthlight Worlds, Ammonium Worlds or Water Worlds here. I can't see any notable stellar phenomenon either. Biology. I've got one biology though. Right, so that's planet 5A. 5A. Oh, not 5A, A5. 5-1. Alright, there's the fleet carrier. Deep Space 12. I did visit Deep Space 9. It's probably the other side of the galaxy from here. But it's on this spiral arm. We have biology there as well. B8 has 5. So we'll definitely go and land on that planet. So that's just a belt cluster. Nothing on any of those planets. So what we're looking for is features of biology. Right, one form of life there, so that's A6. It's got 1 on it, so again we'll scan that planet. It's probably bacteria. In which case we won't land. Right, so there's one there behind. Right, so I think probably the remaining 2 are behind there. All right, let's go to the closest planet that we want to go and visit, and we'll scan the rest of the system from there. So here we have the system map. So we've got that's where the fleet carrier is. So A5 and A6, and this is the other one with life on it. How far away is that? That's only 8,000 light seconds away. Right, so I think I'm going to go there first and then come back to these. And then I'll visit the fleet carrier before leaving the system. I'm not desperate for fuel or anything at the moment, so we'll do that as the last thing we do before leaving the system. Yeah, if this was a long way, if it was another, if it was like 100,000 light seconds, I'd have done it in the other order. I don't want to be doing that twice, but it's only 8,000 light seconds, so that's not going to take too long. Just found a link in Twitter to the to Starfield, which was that game that I was talking about earlier, and it looks like it was posted by Human Shields. Right, let's see what we have on this planet. Let's see if we have a planet. It looks very black so far. Oh, we are still. Alright, it's going to be very small, whatever it is. Right, there it is. Very, very small. Alright, so the same person that was in the last system that I was in has also been here before me.
Surface scan by 50%.
Alright, so we have Bacterium, Fungoida, Osseous, Stratum, Tussock. Alright, so it looks like Fungoida was the rare one again. So let's select that and go down and find some. Right.
Orbital flight engaged.
That's looking not the best, but it doesn't look brilliant. It doesn't look easy to land on either. Seen anywhere good to land? Right. Right, okay. I'm going to go back up and do that again. Before I do that, I just need to go away for a second, so I'll be back very soon. Right, okay, I'm back. Let's get back up into orbit again and see if we can find a better location for this fungoider. That was didn't look very promising, very hard to land there. It didn't look like a very high concentration zone. Right, that should be high enough now. Right, okay, still not seeing anywhere good. Let's try and keep a bit of altitude before we drop out. Right, so the top of that mountain there looks like a possibility. We've dropped out anyway, so let's go down and see what that's like further down. It's not very easy to land, but right. So I'm not even going to try and land unless I can see some before I do. Let's turn on night vision. Right, so this is where it looked like it was the highest intensity zone. Right, there's something there. What's that? Right, well that's bacteria, osseous and stratum, but no fungoida. Right, there. That looks more like fungoida. Right, nowhere to land. Let's see if we can find somewhere to land now. This is a
Landing gear
quite
deployed.
big ship, and some of those places that look flat are just not flat enough for a ship of this size. And so we've got tussock there as well. Some more fungoida. Really need a dropship unit in these so we can get out the ships without having to land. Some more there. Oh, that looks flat over there. Let's go and try that. Ah, I saw a blue spot there. There we go. Right. Let's try the docking computer, see if that's going to help. There we go. Turn that off again. Right, I'm going to get out on foot. It's far too bumpy to try this in an SRV. Instead of getting out an SRV. Right.
Low gravity warning. Drive assist off.
Right, so we know there are fungoids over in this direction. Actually, this looks like it's probably flat enough for an SRV. Let's get the SRV out. It's going to take a long time to walk over there.
Low gravity warning.
What's G on this planet? It's very low, that's good. That means we'll spend most of the time flying. So I'm only going to get the fungoida from this location. There are other things, but I'm sure they will be available in other places, far easier to navigate. Right. All right, that is
Chassis integrity
big
compromised.
fall.
Drive assist off.
Right. So where did they all go to? think that's some over there. Let's head in that direction. Yeah.
Drive assist off.
Right, so here we go. So what colour we got here? Looks like, oh, lime. I wouldn't have said that was lime, but okay, we'll go with that. Right, so there's some more down there, so that's where we go next. I suspect we'll have to recall the ship. I don't want to drive back up there again. That looks like quite a big patch down there, but I don't think it's a big enough patch to get 2 samples from.
Chassis integrity compromised.
And the main ship's taken off, which is what I expected.
Drive assist off.
Alright, there's a chance that that's 300 meters away, not a very big one. No, it's only 160 meters away, so back up to the SRV. Right. Actually, before I got in, I should have gone up and had another look
Drive
around.
assist off.
Right, where? Right, I think I'll get out again and have a look. So someone's just joined me. So I'm currently on a planet looking for Fungoida, which grows in the mountain regions.
Drive assist off.
It's really hard to land around here, so I had to land at the top of the hill and drive down. And I saw 3 samples on the way up, flying. Now I've got to find out where they are. Right, oh, what's that down there? It's not Fungoida, it's the wrong colour. Alright, let's go and have a look over that ridge over there. Yeah, these are one of the hardest types of things to find. They not always in mountain regions, but majority of the time. Quite often you have to get out and search for them on foot and travel long distances on foot, which does take a while. Alright, so there's no sign of them over there, so we'll go back to the SRV and make our way down the mountain a little bit more. So we've got some tussock there we just walked past. But I'm sure I can find the tussock on the ground as well. more tussock there. Right, can we see anything around here? Damage the hull down to 50%. There's some there, I think. It's the right colour anyway. Is it gone? No, that's something else, I think. That's just stratum, I believe. Oh, just come from over here. Some tyre tracks there. more stratum there. So it seems like the lower we get, the more different types of plants we find. Alright, we're at 42% full now. Seems like a good time to replace that or amend that. So go to inventory, down to synthesis and repair. Let's go to the sunny side of the mountain. The sun's beginning to set on this side. Ah, there we go. Hopefully these aren't the same ones I did earlier, which is highly possible. They do look
Drive
similar
assist off.
layouts to the ones I found earlier. Yep. Yeah, the same ones I scanned earlier.
Drive assist off.
Right, let's get out and have another look around, see if we can see any. Right, if I don't see any soon, I think I'm going to recall the mothership and then go and fly around, see if we can find some by flying. some grass there. There we have some. Right, well, I'm not quite sure how the ship's going to come and collect me.
Drive assist
We have
off.
our 3 samples of fungoida. That's only taken me about half an hour to find for 1 sample. Right then, let's go back to the SRV, recall the ship. So when it says partial sample, I'm sure there's a bug with the system. Already analysed, so I have already analysed, but it still said partial sample 0 of 3 scanned. Right, so let's see what the mothership's going to do to come and pick me up.
Ship recalled.
You can get onto the mothership without it landing. It will just hover, and then you have to get in the right position, which is a lot easier on foot than it is in an SRV. And I have seen it land on its belly without any of the landing gear touching the ground, which it won't do when you're actually in it. There it is. Right, my hull's down to 50% again, so it's a good job I repaired it earlier. Because if I hadn't, we'd be dead now. Right, so it looks like it's landed on its belly again. Right, okay, I've just flown straight past it.
Chassis integrity compromised.
Right, again, let's repair that. Again. So that's another iron and 2 nickel. Cheaper than all the data that I would lose if I died. Alright, so we have somehow to get directly beneath. That's got to be it there. Oh, come on, that's got to be it. Alright, well, because I am in a system Alright, let's dismiss it.
Ship dismissed.
I'm going to go somewhere else, hopefully. Can I see somewhere flat to land? Yeah, that wouldn't have been any problem at all if I'd been on foot, but in an SRV, for some reason, it didn't like it. Right, so it looks very flat down there. Well, that's probably halfway down the mountain. Yeah, well, we've done everything we need in mind. We might as well just drive down if we can. Doesn't look like it's going to be that much problem. .40, 49.50. Well, I think it's probably the fastest I've ever been in an SRV. Not only that, but there's bacteria visible. Might as well stop and scan that.
Ship recalled. Drive assist off.
Never seen bacteria grow on a slope this steep before, but alright, so one of these where you have to hover a little bit to There we go. What is that? So that is bacteria Aclonis green. Quite rare, but not worth that much. Welcome to the stream. So I've just been driving around the mountains looking for fungoids, and then trying to get on the ship. But I decided to drive down the mountain. It'd be easier than trying to board the ship on the mountain. I think I saw some more bacteria somewhere around here. Nope. It's beginning to get bumpy again now. Is that bacteria over there, or is that something else? Yeah. This was a pretty big mountain. It doesn't actually look that far to the bottom, but I suspect it's probably a lot further than it looks.
Chassis integrity compromised.
Right, yeah, some more bacteria down there. It's a very bumpy ride.
Drive
Right,
assist
let's
off.
get out and scan it again. There's another one further down, although that may not be far enough away to count as another sample. Yeah, so there's 5 types of biological life on this planet. We've done the first one, which is fungoids. That was somewhere near the top of that mountain, and we've just driven all the way down. I did try to get on the ship after I completed the fungoid sample, but unfortunately it was too steep for me to actually get onto it, even though the ship seemed to manage to land somehow. Right, now is that next one? That's definitely not 500 meters, but there's more further down. Actually, I think that might be stratum rather than fungoids. Yeah, it is. It's very gold colour. I'm sorry, stratum rather than bacteria. Right, that's bacteria over there, pretty sure. missed it again. Now, I did see tussock towards the top of the mountain.
Chassis integrity compromised.
Right, this is about the fourth time I've had to repair the chassis on this mountain.
Drive assist off.
So we can scan that bacteria and the stratum. That'll be 2 out of the 5. This is the first time I've ever found bacteria on a mountain. It normally only grows where it's flat, although this is a steep mountain, but it does have relatively flat edges to it. Right, and there's everything's deceptively far away as well. Right, there's one there. Let's go and drive to it. So we are in a system with a fleet carrier from the Deep Space Support Array. So as soon as I've finished this planet, we'll be heading towards that. There's 2 planets
Drive
near
assist
it
off.
that have one type of biology on them, which should probably be bacteria. And if that's the case, I'll just go straight to the fleet carrier.
Drive assist off.
I'm not sure if that was far enough. Yes, it was. So we have to go 500 meters between samples. I just wondered what those were over there, because they look suspiciously like osseous. They are osseous spirals. Right, is there any more stratum near here? If there is, I'll get that and come back for these osseous spirals. That's more bacteria. Okay, there's some more stratum.
Drive assist off.
Welcome to the stream. We're touring the galaxy. Currently in the I can't remember the name of the sector. What was the name of the sector we're in? Velis, the Velis. We are at one of the fleet carriers from the Deep Space Support Array, or in the system with a fleet carrier from the Deep Space Support Array. We just have to finish off this planet, so we've now got 3 of the 5 forms of biology here. The remaining 2 are osseous and tussock, and the osseous are the giant mushrooms we just passed over there. So we'll go back and get those, and I think I saw a few more further down the mountain.
Drive assist off.
Yeah, so we've been on the tour of the galaxy. We've been following the spiral arms of the galaxy, doing the full length of each sector, visiting all the fleet carriers in the Deep Space Support Array, for which I can't remember how many there are. I think there's probably about 100. Right, so that was Osseous Spirals Indigo. They are relatively common. Well, that's the fourth indigo one I found. So indigo is not that common, but Osseous spirals are relatively common. So hopefully we can find a few more of those down the mountain, and hopefully we won't have to go back up to the top again to find the tussock. If that's the case, I'm going to leave the tussock and forget about it. Right, so there is another osseous spiral over there, I think. We have to go 800 meters between samples of osseous spirals. I don't believe that is 800 meters, so I'll ignore that one. Just turning night vision on, because night vision makes some of these things stand out a lot better. For instance, that white dot on the horizon over there, without night vision on it just looks like a white dot, but I'm pretty sure that is another osseous spiral. And there's possibly a few more on the way as well. So it's two big things over there. Osseous spirals, just what we're after. So yeah, this is the first time I've actually been on a planet where I've found everything all in one location, and that location has been a mountain. I could have got a bit closer than that. Yeah, because everything's on a mountain and it's quite flat, it makes the distances quite deceptive. Right, so that's the second one of those, and I think I saw one over there somewhere as well. Right, so I actually landed the ship at the very top of this mountain and driven down. I only intended to get the fungoider from the top and then just fly down to get everything else, but I couldn't actually get on. Couldn't actually get on the ship from the top, so I had to drive down to get on the ship. That over there looks a little bit like osseous spirals as well. Yeah, right, so I'm actually going to recall the ship here as well. I've not seen any tussock for a while.
Ship recalled. Drive assist off.
If I can find a spot of tussock that isn't at the top of the hill, I will go and get it. If not, I'll call it a day for this planet. Right, the ship should be able to land somewhere around here where I can actually get underneath it and get onto it. Right, so where's the ship? Here it comes. Oh, it's bloody taken off again. Right, it managed to land near a block. I was no near it. Managed to land near the top of the mountain, but can't land on the flat bit down here. I've got to wait for that to disappear before recalling it again.
Ship recalled.
And it's actually landed properly on its landing gear this time. Should make it a little bit easier to get into it. Yes, back in the ship.
Drive assist off. Power plant capacity exceeded. Landing gear deployed. Cannot comply. Cannot comply. Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Oh, that went dark very quickly. That must have been an extremely thin atmosphere that I was very close to the edge of. Right, so now I'll want to reset the mask to tussock. Tussock. Right, there we go. Seems to be pretty much everywhere. Just got to find a high intensity zone for it now, which will preferably not be in a mountain. Right, there's one down there in that crater. Right, so the solid turquoise zones are the high intensity areas.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright, I can see black spots on the ground already. They could be tussock. I can also see... Oh no, they're stunning stones.
Landing gear retracted. Landing gear deployed.
I have seen this before where there's been lots of standing stones inside a crater. Right, I don't think I've actually... Oh, we got tussock straight away, loads of it.
Low gravity warning. Drive assist off.
Didn't even see that from the ship. Well, I've not taken a screenshot from this planet yet, so I shall go and do that with those standing stones. So what do we have? Tussock, Kenata Green. Kenata Green. Okay, right. So this is only the second time I found green. And right, let's go and park the SRV between those standing stones, and we'll take a screenshot.
Drive assist off.
Right, okay. Camera. Oh, it's a nice sun there as well. Get it back a bit so we get a few of these standing stones in. Where are the other ones? Right, there's one just there. Right, there we have it. Oh, what's level? I think that's probably level. And I'll get my avatar to turn his light on. Alright, okay. that's the screenshot. Down a little bit. Yeah, okay, right, so the print screen there, and I'll save that. And then I think I'm, well, once I've finished scanning these plants, I think I'll call that a day. So get the name of the planet. And name the saved picture after the name of the planet. Right, let's go and get these plants quickly. Right, so I've been streaming for nearly 4 hours now, so it's quite a long stream. So what we've done, we've covered around, well, we've done around 60 jumps to get to this system.
Drive assist off.
I didn't find that much on the way, apart from about 10 jumps ago we found a planet with 7 forms of life on it, so that took us about 30 minutes to go through, and then we spent the rest of the time on this planet, mainly looking for those fungoids at the top of that mountain, and driving down the mountain to get back in. So somebody else has just joined me just for the end of the stream. Yeah, so once I have got this next sample, I will head back to the ship and then call it a day. This is yes, it's just like the last crater. Lots and lots of standing stones. Far more standing stones than flat ones. I'm not quite sure why that happens.
Drive assist off.
If you're watching on Twitch, which as I'm live, I'm sure you all are, if you go to the About section, that will take you to the galaxy map. On the galaxy map, it will show you the route that I've taken so far and where we'll be going next. And there's also lots of hotspots on there you can click on, and that will show you the screenshots for each location. I can't remember where it was now, it was a long time ago, but I did find another crater like this that was, it had even more standing stones than this actually, but yeah, it was areas of it that were just standing stones.
Drive assist off.
Right, so thanks everybody for watching. All right, so you're in Colonia. Yeah, so Colonia is my my sort of next major destination. I'm 3 sectors away from Colonia, which may sound like a long way, but it's relatively close compared to how far I've been to get there. Thanks for the follow. I'm not quite sure when I'll stream again, but I will be in the next sector closer to Colonia, and I'll hopefully see you in the stream again. Right, so thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. So thank you and goodbye.